What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, and we have some pretty big Spider-Man No Way Home news today. We actually have two different pieces of news today that, of course, I'll break down. One in regards to the trailer for No Way Home and when to expect it, and another involving a pretty big plot leak concerning a very specific character, or two specific characters, and their important role that they're going to play in Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home is about 8 months away, and people are starting to wonder when exactly are we going to get the first teaser trailer for it and what to expect in the first teaser trailer. I'll talk about that in this video, but quick heads up, I will be going live today at about 4 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be talking about more Spider-Man news, more MCU news, and I'll be announcing the Captain America Shield giveaway winner while I'm live, so be sure to come by and check it out. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of the latest Marvel news. So in terms of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, we haven't really had much news about it at all, except for when Sony actually kind of played us, telling us that we were going to be getting our first look by the end of the year, and that obviously didn't happen. Thanks, Sony. But now, since most of the filming is done with Spider-Man No Way Home and they're heading into post-production, they're going to have footage that they'll be able to use for a teaser. The only question is when, and that answer could be pretty dang soon. According to Grace Randolph, who was the host of Beyond the Trailer, we could be getting the first teaser for Spider-Man No Way Home in June or July. Now, very recently, Grace was right about the Shang-Chi trailer. She reported when it was coming out, and it was indeed accurate. She was right. Now, Grace Randolph has been wrong about some things in the past, but she has interviewed people like Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Zack Snyder himself, and has been right about a lot of things in the past as well. So she does have credibility. And if one thing is certain, she definitely does have some sources. And so, right now, she is claiming that the teaser for Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be coming in June or July. So if that is true, we only have a month or two to wait. And the math of this is kind of adding up anyways. It's about 8 months or 7 months before the actual release of the movie, and that's usually when they put out a teaser trailer for it. And if we're lucky, we could actually get the teaser at the beginning of June and then an official trailer for it at the end of July. But that kind of all depends on when they release the first teaser for it. Now, what can we expect in the first teaser? I know a lot of people want to see Tom Holland Spider-Man with the other Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, of course, everybody does. If they are indeed in the movie, we want confirmation of this, but I don't think we're going to get this in a teaser. I do, however, think that we are going to be getting a teaser of the multiverse starting to fall apart, and it is possible that we could see a character like Alfred Molina's Doc Ock or Jamie Foxx's Electro, and probably an appearance from Doctor Strange because of course he's confirmed to be in the movie. But I think they're going to be saving those really big cameos, Tobey and Andrew, for the actual trailer release. But hopefully that is actually something we'll be finding out soon, and hopefully the teaser trailer is indeed going to be released in June or July, according to the report from Grace Randolph. And of course, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we do have a new plot leak today. It's actually a report coming from a pretty credible source, The Hashtag Show. Now, before we dive into this, there is something that you need to know. Sony and Disney recently made a new deal with each other. Last week, they finalized a deal that is going to bring all of the Spider-Man movies to Disney+. And the Hashtag Show is reporting that they can exclusively share that Marvel Studios now has shared rights with a huge character from the Spider-Man universe, and that character is the one and only Norman Osborn, who we have been talking about appearing in Spider-Man No Way Home for some time now. And it looks like the leaks that some of these people have been posting to the online forums could actually be true, as it seems like there are going to be two Norman Osborns in Spider-Man No Way Home, one from the Sam Raimi universe and one from the MCU. However, according to the Hashtag Show, there is a twist. They report that we know Norman Osborn, played by Willem Dafoe in the Raimi films, is making his Marvel Cinematic Universe debut. They say that Marvel Studios' plan was to bring Willem Dafoe as the primary villain for Spider-Man No Way Home, but they can exclusively share that because of this most recent deal with Sony and Disney, there now exists a separate version of Norman Osborn in the MCU. They say that Peter will begin to research his Earth's version of Norman Osborn after fighting with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. But there's a twist. He's seemingly not an awful guy. He has political aspirations, makes charitable donations, and even supports the Avengers. They're playing off the idea that it's a different Earth and no villain or hero is guaranteed to be on the same path. Now, side note before we dive into the rest of it, this is seemingly what Marvel is kind of doing with Loki. Loki, with the TVA, is going to be exploring different universes, different timelines, different realities, and they're going to be exploring different Lokis. And some of these Lokis are going to be on very, very different paths. Just judging by what we've seen from the trailer, female Loki seemingly wants to destroy the world, or she wants to help it. We're not really sure about that one. It looks like one could be the ruler of Asgard, one seems to be DB Cooper. The point is there are going to be different Lokis, and they're all going to be down different paths. So the fact that they're going to kind of express this about the multiverse kind of makes sense. And it could be kind of nice to see a good Norman Osborn, but only because they're going to also include a bad one as well. But the report goes on to say, yes, that means a different MCU Norman Osborn. What Marvel has wanted to do is explore Norman Osborn more, and without putting him in a goblin outfit, at least not right away, start to peel back the layers of his villainry. This will take place over the next 3 to 5 years as Marvel begins to set him up as a major villain for both Spider-Man and the Avengers going forward. Now, they sort of in the report talking about how this wasn't finalized until last week, when the new Sony and Disney deal went down. However, the more that we start to find out about what exactly is happening in Spider-Man No Way Home, the more I'm starting to think that the old Avengers Tower in downtown New York, which clearly somebody bought as we saw in Spider-Man Far From Home, is most likely Norman Osborn's Oscorp Tower. If this report from that hashtag show is correct, then Norman Osborn exists in the MCU, and apparently he has supported the Avengers. Could that possibly mean that he is the one who bought the old Avengers Tower? Is that the support that they're talking about? I think it could be, and I think it could be a cool way to kind of tie him into everything, and not to mention this could definitely lead towards the Dark Avengers, specifically because this report states that Norman Osborn is a political person, which means that he probably has some government ties, not to mention he makes government grade weapons. But that's kind of how the Dark Avengers start. Norman Osborn kind of becomes a hero instead of a villain, at least he's viewed that way after the Skrull War, and the government assigns him as the leader of the new Avengers team. However, Norman Osborn isn't ever really a 100% good guy, which is really what this report says. It states that over the next 3 to 5 years, we're going to kind of learn more about Norman Osborn and kind of follow him along his journey on the path of villainry. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see 2 different Norman Osborns in the MCU. We have several people who have reported this at this point in time, so this is looking to be more and more of a pretty confirmed thing. I should also mention that in the hashtag show's report, they mention a 4th Spider-Man film. They have heard news about this, specifically a 4th Spider-Man film for Tom Holland. Tom Holland has already stated that if Marvel wants to do a 4th film, he is absolutely going to do it. And with a new deal between Sony and Disney, I'm sure there are some more Tom Holland contracts involved. So the future is looking bright for our good friend Spider-Man, except for the fact that he's kind of going to have to face 2 different Norman Osborns at 2 different points in time. But let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Is this something that you'll be excited for? Let me know, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of the latest Spider-Man news, and of course other Marvel news as well. Don't forget to like the video, and for live updates you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.